What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday, March 29, 2022. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge, powered by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not even close. I am fired up today for a lot of different reasons. As you can see, whenever we go on the road, we're in the same hotel room every single time. PGA Tour Live, the final stop before the Masters next week. I'll be on the call. Valero, Texas Open, by the way. Speaking of golf, one Tiger Woods may or may not be on the grounds today at Augusta to see if he can play next week. What a huge story that would be. Before we look forward, as always, we must look back. And last night, it was a lot of fun. We didn't cash a ton of tickets, but we did cash the gym. And our man Calvin Wetzel, 6-2 in his last 8 picks in the women's tournament. Wow, UConn winning in double overtime. What an incredible game that was. And then Louisville, the sweat of all sweats. They closed the game on a 10-0 run to cover for us as well. Let's bring in the start. No, wait. I almost forgot. Today, 3 p.m. Eastern time, our mega preview March Madness Final Four. Don't tell me the basketball gods aren't up to something. The first time ever in the history of the NCAA tournament, Duke and North Carolina will meet in Coach K's last season. We'll get into all of that later today at 3 p.m. Eastern time. But you can hear my cappers in the background getting ready to go. And today, on a big Tuesday, oh, bring him in, AB. Bring him in. Look at this. Look at this. Let's go 5 wide. 5 wide. First and foremost. Oh, ladies first today. Alabama. Good morning, young lady.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Super happy to be here this morning.
And by the way, if you have any hockey questions, as you know, hashtag, no, not hashtag, it's at Ask Allie, correct?
Ask Allie.
That's right. I always get it wrong.
Yep.
So you can all your hockey questions, a big part of the Caesar Sportsbook. Congratulations to you on that deal and getting that out on social media. You're very welcome. Now, next, live from Las Vegas, Nevada, Zach Attack. My brother, I mean, if you didn't have the sweat of all sweats the last few days, I don't know what else you would do. But last night, what a bad break for South Alabama.
Oh, it was horrible. As I always say, sports gambling will always humble you. That's the first time you learn something every year. That's never happened. That's the first time I've lost 2 of games in the same matchup on a buzzer beater 3. I lost the regular season matchup when South Alabama. I was on the Coastal Carolina side for that one. South Alabama hit the 3 at the buzzer, and then Coastal Carolina does it yesterday. I just didn't know what type of perimeter defense South Alabama was playing both times. The end of regulation and then the end of overtime. They should have turned the ball over. They should have got that steal in the end of overtime. I don't know what was going on there, but it was heartbreaking. I should have live bet it to get off. That's usually what I do when I see something like that, but for some reason I didn't. But we're moving on.
Yeah, we live and we learn. That's all we can do. But it was fun, nevertheless. Now, the NBA is going to start taking center stage for us now that the NCAA tournament and college hoops is coming to an end. So you're going to see a lot more of this face, whether you like it or not. Mikey B, Mike Barner, good morning.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good news for everybody. Sorry to say I have to see my face, but good morning, Coach.
Well, we are fired up for you to be here tonight, because there are a lot of storylines that may have been swept under the rug because of the NCAA tournament. But you know this man never misses a beat. Maestro, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. We got a packed show. Let's just get right to it.
All right, let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And I'm going right back to Maestro because we have one of our very, very esteemed Early Edge members that is doing some fun stuff on Twitter. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mentioned this the other day. There seems to be some confusion, so I just want to tell people what to do. You go to @MaxGordenstein. That's him on Twitter, and he posts a bunch of these same game parlays on FanDuel every single day. It's one player to break a certain amount of points and hit a certain amount of threes. These are well over his numbers, his prop numbers. Last night, he hit Kevin Herter for 1620. He hit Alec Burks for plus 1306. The day before, he had LaMelo 1 basket away from 3366. That's plus 3366. And he posted his record today, 7-54 at plus 72 units. And people are like, how could you be 7-54? Well, because each payout is at least plus 1,000. He's also doing multi-game parlays. He had a 3-game parlay that he actually didn't have time to post, but it hit last night for 44 plus 4,400. He's putting $20 on these, and he's making over 2,000 when they hit. So encourage everybody to hop on.
Yeah, I would say so. That's a train that I want to be on. If for nothing else, it's just fun too. You know, we preach all the time that it doesn't have to be so serious. Sometimes you can make fun bets. And when you hit it plus 4,400, that's kind of nice. Now, it's a good thing that M Squared is not on the show today, because I'm getting ready to say a word, Allie, that he hates. Trend. Tell me about a trend on the ice. The floor is yours.
Okay, so I do think there's at least just a trend to pay attention to, and that's that 10 straight games when the Islanders and Blue Jackets have played each other have gone under 6, and 2 of those were this season. But I do think that kind of puts you in a little awkward position, because I know Islanders goalie Sorokin, he did get hurt the last time that they played against the Tampa Bay on Sunday. But so it's kind of questionable, and I have heard some conflicting reports about whether he traveled with the team or not. So I think it's definitely something to be all over if he ends up starting and pay attention. But I also would say it's still just really helpful to know if you're betting on that game.
All right, if he is starting, if he is starting, does that change how you would play the game?
I would play it at 6, assuming it's still at 6, but I just, based on what I've read, I don't think he's starting.
Okay.
But I just think for 10 in a row, anytime that happens, it's really just worth paying attention to.
I agree. 10 times in a row. And by the way, it has gone down at a lot of books to 5.5, but most books now have alternate lines, and you can get them and move it around a little bit. So depending on the price you want to pay, you can still get it at 6. Allie, thank you very much. Now, Johnny Bowman has been really starting to educate us. Now that Major League Baseball has been pushed back, nothing to bet on there. We do have some college baseball to talk about. Zach Attack, bring it to us.
Yeah, this is a local tidbit I found yesterday as I plan on going to the game. But UNLV and ASU, you look at the schedule today, they're not playing at UNLV's college campus. They're playing off the strip, about 15, 20 minutes off the strip in downtown Summerlin here in Las Vegas at the brand new Las Vegas ballpark. It might sound familiar because that's where the NFL Pro Bowl hosted their practices this year, 2 months ago. So it's been a nice site for games off the strip. I hope they keep doing it. And it's actually the 3rd time they were supposed to play, but the first time it's actually happening. The past 2 years, this has been a scheduled series in downtown Summerlin, Las Vegas ballpark, but both those matchups were canceled because of COVID. So this one's going to happen for sure. It's going to be a great atmosphere. And the total is 14.5. You look at the UNLV's past few games, they've all been flying over, and this is an even matchup, -110 spread on both sides.
Oh, so are you recommending? I know maybe not an official play, but should we maybe sprinkle a little bit on the over?
Well, I'm an ASU alumni, so I'll probably play ASU. We'll see. I might walk over to Red Rock. We'll see.
I worked at ESPN with a bunch. They have such a great TV program at ASU. I work with so many Sun Devils. And I worked with Herm Edwards for several years. So I feel like Sun Devils are in my blood somehow by osmosis, if that even makes any sense. All right, now we've got to our final storyline of the day. And if I would have told you, Mike Barner, 4 months ago that LeBron James would be able to schedule a vacation in May, you would have told me I was crazy. But that potentially is what we are staring at. Talk to me.
Yeah, he might be able to schedule a vacation in April. This is pretty ugly here for the Lakers. The San Antonio Spurs are on a 4-game winning streak. They are just half a game behind the Lakers for the final play-in spot in the Western Conference. Now, the Lakers are playing tonight. They're playing the Mavericks, and LeBron James is doubtful. So if the Lakers lose, they'll be tied. Now, these two teams have split the season series, but the Spurs actually hold the tiebreaker because they have the better conference record. So if LeBron James can't come back from injury here pretty soon, we might not see the Lakers even in the play-in tournament, let alone the playoffs.
The Mavs are favored by 12 so far tonight. By the way, that ankle for LeBron James the other day, that was nasty. It looked really bad. He finished the game, did not play in the next one, and I would assume he's probably going to be out tonight too. That ankle looked really, really bad. All right, let's get into our plays for the day, and this is a bounce back Tuesday. And we've got something brand new that I'm going to tell you about in a second that we're going to start, but I'm going to need your help with. But first, you know from SportsLine we're going to give you one very big play. And if you're not a SportsLine member, what in the world are you doing? Let's go. Only $10 a month. You get all my cappers. Everybody you see on the screen when we're all 5 on the screen, you get all of them, plus everybody else. We're going to go Jazz, Clippers over 217. Now, in our simulations, this goes over an astounding 76% of the time. The Jazz, when they've lost 3 games in a row or more, they cash the over 67% of the time. They need a good game. The Clippers, they can score when they need to. We'll go over 217. Now, starting today, I just had this feeling I needed to do more. So I'm going to give out a personal pick on every single show. But I need you all to help me. What should we call it? Put it into the chat. Leave your Twitter handle. And the person that names the segment or the pick the best, the one that we choose, we will send you a $100 Paramount Plus gift card. So get to work. What should we name my pick of the day starting today? So my pick today, I'm going to go back to the NBA. I love the Wizards, and I love the Bulls when they play each other to score a lot of points. And this over is not that high, 223.5. This is a rated A play, also to back me up at SportsLine. So we're going to take the over here, Bulls and the Wizards, for my one play of the day. I'll have a play every single day. All right, now, I got to get back to the ice because I haven't bet on the NHL in a couple of days. But when my girl's on the show, I'm ready to fire. Allie, you're up first.
Okay, so tonight I'm going to go with the Canes and Lightning under 6, and I'm going to go with the alt line at -135 there, just because I do think it's worth having that kind of security when you're watching the game of a whole extra goal to have that 6 rather than the 5.5. I was on the under for the Canes Caps game yesterday, so I'm going to feel a little bit silly if this one doesn't hit here, but I did really just kind of underestimate the defensive issues that the Caps were having. Unfortunately, Tampa Bay really doesn't have those. The Canes defense has been really strong. They've limited opponents to an average of 2.10 goals per game over their last 10 games. And we saw that defense in play last night when they were able to limit the Capitals to 1 goal. It also helps the case for the under when the Lightning have only scored an average of 2.3 goals per game in their last 10 games, and that 9 straight Tampa Bay games have gone under 6. My main concern here would be Ronta starting. He's not really that great on the road, but hopefully tonight we do see him step it up, and it is really kind of helpful for him that Tampa Bay really isn't, again, super aggressive when it comes to the scoring here. And the fact that the Canes has that defense on their side really should help it up. And then the Canes hopefully shouldn't be able to run up the score like they did on the Capitals last night because they have Vasilevsky and he has a 2.03 GAA at home. And he started both games versus the Canes this season where the under has hit. Tampa in their last 7 games have limited their opponents to 1.2 goals per game. So I think it's really definitely a spot for a defensive game rather than yesterday. We were hoping that the Caps would step up their defense, but I think we have 2 teams that are really set in their defense today.
I agree with you. And right now, though, Allie, I'm seeing some faces in my head. They're saying, oh, that juice, -135. But as we know, Allie, sometimes the juice
is worth the squeeze.
You're damn right it is. And today is one of those days. Thank you so much. I needed that. Oh, I needed that. All right. Now, we go from the ice to the NBA. And it's been kind of nice, Mikey B, that the market has looked at James Harden, has looked at Joel Embiid and said, oh, they're really, really good. They're better now. So let's change the numbers. And sometimes we get a number against them that we absolutely love. The floor is yours.
Big game tonight. There's only 5 games on the schedule. By far, the marquee matchup is the 76ers, hosting the Bucks. I'm going to go Bucks here, money line, +105. These 2 teams are tied with 46 and 28 records. They could finish anywhere from 1st to 4th in the Eastern Conference. So this is actually a pretty big game. The Bucks have been dealing with some injuries lately, but Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday are all expected to play. Brook Lopez is starting again. He's a big addition for them with his ability to block shots and also help stretch the floor. I think this is a statement game for the Bucks with all the headlines that the 76ers had after adding Harden. I think the Bucks want to prove that they are the best team in the Eastern Conference. So I'll go Bucks money line +105.
Does their performance against Memphis scare you at all?
No, they were shorthanded that game. Memphis is on some sort of an insane streak right now. I also think Harden tends to flop in these big games. We saw what happened in that big game in Philadelphia, the first one since the Nets trade when they played Brooklyn. They got smoked by over 20 points. I just think all the momentum here is going to be for the Bucks, and that they're going to win. I think it's going to be pretty handily. They're going to come away with the win here.
Hey, when you sent that in this morning, I already played it, so I'm not questioning this pick at all, at all. By the way, it's such a unique situation this year because you've got a team in the Nets that are going to make it now. They're going to be full strength, but they're going to be like the 8th seed. You don't necessarily want to be the 1 seed right now because you face them in the first round. Yeah. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a great playoffs. We are fired up for that. All right. Love that pick, Mikey. Thank you very much. Now, as you know, there's way more than the NCAA tournament. We've had the basketball tournament, the CIB, the DOG, whatever the letters are. We've had it. But very quietly, we've got a really good doubleheader tonight. And my boys are ready for it. Zach Attack, you're up first.
Yeah, the NIT gets the spotlight tonight, and believe it or not, this is my first play in the NIT. We've had so many CBI and Basketball Classic picks, but I'm going to take Xavier plus 1.5 against St. Bonaventure. This Xavier team, they've been killing you if you've been betting on them. 2-8 over their last 10. They're shorthanded now as they lost Paul Scruggs in their NIT victory over Florida. They trailed against Vanderbilt virtually the entire game before they squeaked out that win in the last minute. So the odds have been stacked against them, but they're shorthanded. They have that shouldn't be their mentality. And I look at St. Bonaventure. They're the hot team right now, 5 seniors. They want to get this quest done, winning this NIT championship. But I think their season's going to come to an end tonight. I saw that Virginia game. I was on St. Bonaventure. They should not have won that game. Virginia just let that one slip away. And this is the X factor for me. Xavier, where's this game being played? Madison Square Garden. They've already played in New York City twice this year. Barclays Center, a couple matchups at non-conference play, and then just 2.5 weeks ago in the Big East tournament. So this team has a feel for Madison Square Garden, and I think they're going to be ready to play even shorthanded. Watch out for Colby Jones tonight. Let's play Xavier plus 1.5. Showdown.
Right.
Do it, Coach. Do it, Coach.
All right. I know AB's producing, so we don't have the music. But, Zach, are you in?
I am in.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, first one. Let's go. All right, let's do it. So, here's the official play. I am on St. Bonaventure minus 1.5. That's the number. Fair? Yes? That's the number.
Yep.
All right, Zach's on Xavier plus 1.5. We'll have a showdown officially on the show. Man, that was was that Mikey? Was that you that was baiting me right there? That was saying do it. Who was that?
No.
Maestro? Oh, I heard a voice. Maybe it was Zach.
That was me.
Oh, it was you. Okay. I was in my own head. All right. God, I love showdown so much. I'm having so much fun today. All right. Now, there is another game tonight, and there is another team that when Selection Sunday came out, they were pissed that they didn't get in. Now, most teams, Maestro, would say, you know what? This doesn't matter to us. This team has done just the opposite. Give it to me.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Aggies one more time, and I'm going to call this a like and not a love because I do respect the way Washington State is finally healthy. Any team that can go into SMU and BYU and win convincingly and give up only 57 points per game in the NIT, I think you have to have a lot of respect for what Kyle Smith is doing. All of that said, I think the Aggies cannot be stopped here. They've won 10 of 11. The loss came when they were playing their 4th game in 4 days in the SEC title game. The intensity they play with, the turnovers that they force. I know Washington State has taken better care of the ball lately, but this team forces almost 17 turnovers a game, and I'm just going to keep riding. It's going to be a tight game. There's no blowout here, but laying 1.5 or 1, I think is a good look for the Aggies.
And let's remember, Washington State, they're flying all the way cross country to get that done. Now, a quick reminder. Today, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, M Square, Jay Smooth, the Maestro, and yours truly, our Final Four March Madness mega preview, Villanova KU. And for the first time ever, the basketball gods are giving us North Carolina and Duke in the Final Four, the first time ever that they have met in the NCAA tournament, and it happens in the Final Four. It happens in Coach K's last season. You can't write a better script than that. Oh, what a fun show today. All right, grab your paper, grab your pencils. Here is the recap, courtesy of AB on the ones and the twos. Maestro's on Texas A&M -1.5. Xavier for Zacatau in a big-time showdown with your boy. I'll take St. Bonaventure minus the 1.5. Then Alabama, Hurricanes Lightning under 6 -135. Then Mikey B, we're on the Bucks money line. All they got to do is win the game over the Sixers. Then myself, I'm going to be doing a pick every single day. I need to know what we're going to call it. And the winner will receive a $100 Paramount Plus gift card to spend however you like. Then from SportsLine itself, we're going to go Jazz, Clippers over 217. And look what AB put together. Plus 301, A&M, Bulls, Wizards over. Oh, thank you, AB. And the Nets on the money line. Put it all together. Nice little return of plus 301. All right, just because basketball is coming to an end does not mean I don't want to see Maestro all by himself. It doesn't mean that. It means that we have to refocus and we have to understand what is laying out ahead of us. Don't forget today at 1 p.m. Eastern time also, live episode of The First Cut, and we'll have the very latest on Tiger Woods at Augusta. Will he play? What a humongous story this will be. But as you know, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, love them all. Mike B, Alabama, Zacatau. Of course, the Maestro and AB putting it all together here at the brand when Jeweler's not here. I am the coach. Tell all your friends you want to have fun, you want to learn a little something, and start your day off right. Where else do you want to go? But right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.